Okay, good evening, everyone. Call the Planning Commission meeting to order. It is Monday, December 1st at 6 o'clock. We'll do a roll call. Steve?
Here.
Bailey?
Here.
Kate?
Here.
Mike?
Here.
Okay, thank you. I'll look for a motion to approve the Planning Commission minutes from November 3rd.
Make the motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second to approve Planning Commission minutes. Is there any discussion on the motion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the next item on the agenda is facade improvement program, recommendation of financing preferred projects to the city council. Matt?
Thank you, Mayor, Planning Commission members. So, last meeting, we went over the applicants. We just have an overview up here, I won't walk it through again, but we asked you all to score them. We got 6 of you, applications were turned back in. I'll dive into, or the scoring sheets, I should say, were turned back in of the 7 Planning Commission members. So, 115 Orange Street, again, this project was installing LP siding on stucco face of building with the board and batten, installing new windows and doors and painting the building. Total project cost was just over $26,000, and they were asking for just over $13,000 as a 50% match. They had estimated the start of their project on February 1st with an end date of May 31st. So with the scoring that was turned in for 115 Orange Street, out of a 0 to a 40 scale, the average from the planning commissioners was 32.8. The comments that we received from you was the project adds to improving the downtown. The owner has already done. It's ready to start, possible good bang for the money, and add new business to the downtown. Hard to give the building a historic look. The opportunity for improvements using tax dollars in this program will have a larger impact on Main Street, considering the business owners that have applied this time. As we look ahead to the other opportunity the taxpayers will offer the business owners of our downtown, I would encourage reapplication. 139 and 141 Broad Street, replacement of the upper level windows throughout the both of the buildings. The windows quote that we did receive was twofold because the applicant is doing the work themselves, so it doesn't include contract labor. Was from Home Depot, and full windows. Those windows came in pieces. The full windows and the custom size that had the arches came from Renewal by Anderson. As a result, to keep more of the historic look, the applicant was requesting the Renewal by Anderson windows. Total project cost is $42,419 for the replacement, for a matching grant of $21,209.50. Based on your scores, the average score was 32.2 for this project. The commissioner comments were, will improve the look of the building, good investment, keeps the downtown historical look, and is starting this year. Would like to see all the window openings with arches to have the arch windows for the historical look, and would be amazing to keep and maintain the tall curved glass windows on this building. And then for 144 Broad Street, this project replaces windows, brick on north side of the building with LP Smart siding, replaces the Main Street awning with new siding, tuck pointing west and south siding of brick. 2 quotes are received for the work. One of the phases that is being pushed to a later part was sidewalk alterations. With the sidewalk being removed and the LP siding on the northwest side of the building, total project cost was $117,602. So they are requesting the full $50,000 or 43% of the total project. So with that, the total score across the commissioners was 31. Commissioner comments was, sounds like a great project as the building is in rough shape. Not going to start until spring of 2026, should be moved to 2026 program. Don't like the covering up, removing of the historic brick look that's on the side facing Orange Street. And project is great because it gives the building a full-scale facelift and seems to be the best value for taxpayers as property owners are putting in more than half the cost. So scoring overview, 115 Orange Street scored at 32.8, 139 and 141 Broad Street scored at 32.2, and 144 Broad Street scored at 31. As we mentioned, 2024 program has 50,000. The top 2 scored projects total $34,239.50, with $21,209.50 going to 139, 141 Broad Street, and then $13,030 going to 115 Orange Street. If those 2 projects were approved, that would leave a remaining balance of $15,760.50 to roll over to either 2026 or other future projects in future years. So, with that, Recommendation would be due to lack of funding, ask the property owners of 144 Broad Street to apply to the 2026 facade improvement program, with final applicants being approved in April of 2026. We do already have another application that has come in for the 2026 project, although it still has some missing pieces, but those aren't due to the end of February of 2026.
From the same group? From the same?
No, this is a different one.
Oh.
So there would be 2 applicants that would be going, at least for now, possibly more, for the 2026 project. And then the recommendation is consider recommending council approving the projects for 115 Orange Street and 139 and 141 Broad Street for a total cost of $34,239.50. However, it is up to Plan Commission if they would like to alter or make changes, or any of the options are at your disposal. So I'll turn it over to you guys for comments and questions.
I'm in agreement with the scoring that we have in the priority. So then you just want a motion for the 2 and then to roll over the 15,000 to 2026, or just future projects?
I would just say future projects, so that gives you flexibility of
Okay.
if and when you want to use it. We don't really need a recommendation, I guess, for the first part. I can just, when I talk to them, I'll ask them if they would like to consider application. I guess the one couple comments we did receive regarding this project was not only because it's not scheduled to start till the spring, but the other one was the brick facade on the Orange Street side, if that's something they...
That would be a bummer if they cover that, but...
Right. So right now they're proposing doing LP siding on that side, removing the brick.
I mean, that one needs it the most, so hopefully the 2026 application, we can re-review it. Because that building is definitely in rough shape, and it's on Main Street, so it'd be nice, that's us.
I agree with that.
So are we gonna make a motion to approve it the way for,
Yeah.
the 2 top ones with the rolling over the 15,760?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion, a second, to approve the projects for 115 Orange Street and 139, 141 Broad Street. Total cost of $34,239, and remainder go to future projects. Any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, Matt. Next item on the agenda is comprehensive plan updates. Part A, Chapter 8, Land Uses and Planning for Future Growth. Matt?
I'm going to turn it over to Josh right away. Josh, do you want me to keep this map up, or do you want me to go up to the chapter, the draft?
I think the map first.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I'll get out of your way.
All right, let's see what he's got.
So due to the setup, what I'm gonna do is, I've got 2 big maps, so you kind of have to share, but this is just a zoomed in version of your packet, so it's just easier to look at larger maps sometimes. Digital screen, and you can do that as well. But I know we touched on a lot of this last time, but I thought it's just worth going over to make sure we all understand what it is we're looking at, what uses we're designating, because I can guarantee you that this is going to be probably the most used map in your plan. Ultimately, it's going to help decide what rezonings you approve and what districts you allow them to go into. So just wanted to start with, we'll go through one by one. We didn't have the time to do it last time, but and the other thing I included in your packet, it was the Town of Clifton and Town of Oak Grove comprehensive plans. So we don't have to follow those necessarily, but I just wanted you to see what they were planning, and some of those, I don't even know, I don't recall the dates on those. I think those are all kind of, yeah, those are all, at least the Clifton one is older. I don't have the date on the Oak Grove one, but I'm guessing that one's a little bit older too, maybe outdated even. So I think it's one of the requirements when we get done with this plan is we have to share the plan with the other adjacent municipalities, so they'll be able to see what is planned for from the city side of things. Ultimately, your control is very limited besides extraterritorial plat review without extraterritorial zoning. And plat review, really, you don't get to dictate what the use is. You're only looking at the subdivision part of it. So if you look at the first one, it's on the north side. And I know these were probably the ones that we looked at the most last time, but I'll zoom in here. So that whole west side of 35 really, or F, is identified as residential. We did have a little sliver here that was as residential. I don't know if that's right, probably not. But just wanted to, this is the map that we have, so I didn't want to make changes from what we talked about last time.
I think it would make sense to have that, the whole thing be, when we have a commercial
So number 2 is a mix,
or
I think.
industrial, commercial?
Commercial or residential is the number 2.
Oh, I see what you're saying, okay.
That's a mix there. There's a little sliver.
I think we talked about like what's gonna go there, a gas station or something.
Yeah.
You know, so we should
So
make
it
the
shouldn't be
whole thing.
residential then. So it should be part of that number 2. All right, and then number 2 up north, north of the highway and east of F, we're good with commercial residential. Mix of commercial and residential at the intersection. And that just, again, that gives you some flexibility. It doesn't tie you into one or the other, and it gives you room to develop either.
The only one I'm wondering about, just from a discussion standpoint, so where we have the number 1, if that one would make sense to have that also maybe be the multifamily residential, I don't know, I was just gonna throw that out there. Just because of where it is, so you'd have number 3. So underneath 3 is 4, and 4 is the, I gotta keep referencing this, commercial.
Four is
So we're, like, what I thought of immediately when I saw the 3 and the 4 next to it, like how we have that is kind of Woodbury. You get like the strip malls, and then you get like the apartment buildings like right next to it. So with 2 being the industrial commercial,
Well, 2 would be residential commercial.
on the number?
Yep, 2 would be resident, commercial residential, so that's east of F and north of 35.
Oh, okay, so, all right, I'm seeing the colors just wrong.
Here, I'll try to zoom in a little.
No worries, I got it on here. So the only thing I'm wondering is if, one should maybe be either multifamily residential or residential commercial, just because of like how that intersects right there, but I'm just throwing that out as a discussion point.
Yeah, great.
I'm not like
Does-
set on it, I just wanted to throw that out, because it seems like it would make sense, because it's kind of a busy area.
One includes all of this, right?
I'm saying if we just, if
Yeah,
you only
yeah,
look
yeah.
at where the number 1 is, if we were to take that and either make it the orange, which is the multi-family residential, or this.
So kind of how the map would work is the colors are the underlying area, and then the numbers kind of specify the uses in
Yeah.
the narrative a little bit more defined. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah, now I'm really talking about the square that the number's in right now,
Yep.
essentially. So that was the only thing I was wondering, is in that box right there, if that should be residential, commercial, or if it should also be multi-family residential. And do we have so when we have it as residential, commercial, can that also count as the multifamily residential?
typically you want to identify it. So what we have in here is the densities. So we
Yeah.
have high density and the ranges of density, low density 2 to 3 units, medium density 3 to 8 units per acre, and then high density is 9+ units per acre. So it's kind of, we don't really say multifamily, but in order to get high density or even medium density, you're going to
Yeah.
have some multifamily.
That was the only thing I was wondering, is if that would make sense for that to have for new apartments or condos. Just because if you look at where number 5 is, which is where we are right now, right?
No, it's,
that's
yeah.
is that Tractor Support?
No, that's not.
It's outside the city yet, so we're just north of the city limits here.
Okay.
It's cornfield past.
That
in
is,
that- in that
okay.
blue area,
I'm on the wrong road, just kidding.
whatever the blue is.
Cause, okay, so if that's future, then really all we have is like the townhomes on 10, and then what we have around here. So that's where I'm thinking, like, if, based on the survey results that we had, if we wanted to reserve another section where that first number 1 box is, just the box, to have that be, something with higher density, I don't know.
Multi-family, yeah, that makes sense. Big apartment complex, buffer on the highway.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking, because if you work in Hudson, if you work in River Falls, if you gotta go to the cities, you're right at that intersection, so. I don't know what anybody's
So we could
thoughts
do
are,
like a
but-
single family, multifamily mix, like the hatching, and then kind of do a medium density.
Yeah. That's, yeah, just because of how that intersects there, but again, I don't know what others thought.
And again, this may develop in 20 years, it may not, you know, but I mean, in 10 years, you're gonna be updating this plan again. So this is out there a ways from, you know, but it's, I mean, this is why we're talking about it, because this is ultimately the growth direction, so.
Yeah. And those other neighborhoods, so off of like 640th, I mean, those are kind of tucked back in there. And so I think if you had, just in that first box along the highway where the number 1 circle is, it's not gonna be like totally in their backyard, essentially. Like there's tree coverage that's over there along there. Is that cedar?
No.
What is it, cedar?
You mean Cedar St. Croix?
Yeah, but
But
there's
there's-
like multiple trees in there.
But where that one is, that's, you're talking right into the middle of farmland.
That's the
Yeah.
farmland. But so then there's really a break between,
Well, there's about, say, 200 yards, and then you go down where there used to be the apple orchard back in there, and it's all trees in the backside. And same thing where that number 1 is, if you go,
yeah.
I don't know, 200-300 yards again, then you start hitting the river part, and it's got trees again.
I think the only thing that would be tricky is if you look at the roads. Like, so you have 640th that's going back, so I'm not sure how, because those lots, I'm guessing, in the gray that are existing already, those lots butt up to that,
Yep.
so we'd obviously have to bring another road in, or I'm not sure where it would go. I don't know what the terrain is over there, but
It's fairly
field
flat.
isn't all
It's
flat.
fairly flat.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to have a drive off of this to build into here, because I think that's private.
Yeah, more than likely because of the size of this area, you'd have to have a road network to get to this 40 if you're gonna develop it. And then typically what you see is high, you know, the higher speed traffic, you're gonna have the higher density and then a lower density as you go forward.
I like the idea of like where you could have mixed like single family homes, and then also if you have like row homes or like the higher density stuff, and then you could have apartments basically across the
Yep.
street. So those did really well in Rosemount,
Yep,
really, really well. And I think, man, you had a bunch of those in Cottage Grove, didn't you? Row homes, and then and those did pretty well.
Rosemont's exploding down there. Didn't matter what kind of home, they're just nuts in the last
Nobody
2
wants to
years.
clear their yards either, so a lot of people are into that.
so we're just talking, just this first square would be where we have that mix of
That's kind of
medium
what
to
I was
high
thinking,
density.
because then the back 2 squares you could break
lower
into
density.
lots, which would align with the lots that are already butting up against it and make it kind of sectioned off. And
No, it makes sense. Everybody else kind of agree with that, general?
Right.
It's a good idea.
So,
And then change that little piece
sliver
Teresa
will-
said into
yeah,
where the number 2 is, that
Yeah.
little, that's going to the,
we'll catch that sliver here that's residential. We'll make
Okay.
that into this commercial residential area.
I did. I colored mine.
So number 3, we've just got mainly it's medium, high density, single family and multifamily. So it's kind of similar to what we'd have in number 1 now, but we've got it all on the southeast side of this intersection here. Is that still pretty?
I mean, we'll find out in 10 years or better.
Yeah, yep.
It's an idea for now.
yeah.
And number 4, we just have as commercial. We also kind of have this sliver here of residential. A little bit bigger sliver, but I didn't know if we wanted to, this would more than likely be commercial or,
Yeah, I think you'd make it the same
Yeah.
as the
Yeah.
4.
okay, that's what makes sense to me. All right. Got another
then
sliver.
the one
here.
below it, so 6 is the industrial commercial, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
6 is just north of the industrial park now.
Which makes sense.
But we have 5 yet across the highway, which we have as commercial, residential, and then this larger lot chunk. But this isn't as bad of a sliver because it's connected to this other residential to the north.
Okay.
I was just kind of surprised though that you aren't planning to go down 10 at all, basically, compared to what we have already.
Well, we're not quite, yeah, I mean, we'll get there. If we need to go out further, we certainly can.
Well, just was kind of surprised you didn't have part of that as the game plan too, with the industrial park right there.
Isn't that what 7 and 8 is?
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
we-
industrial park, but I'm just saying there's no residential going past the
Seven's what
high.
we-
Eight's residential, 7 would be
Seven's pretty
continuation
much
of the
our
industrial park.
Yeah.
150.
Is that the Sears?
Yeah, that's Sears. man.
Sears, yeah.
So I guess to go back, are we good with 5 and 6 then? Other than,
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, all right. So now we're on to 7, north of 10, east of the industrial park.
yep.
And that's still within this, now we're getting into the city limits. And we have that area as commercial industrial.
mhm.
Makes sense.
Great.
Okay, and then 8 is now south of 10. Now, are you talking about going further east of what we have?
No, I just thought you would have it east, about equal amount that you're
Lined
going
up.
up to the north.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, we certainly,
Because I would assume that's gonna be, with the hills and whatever, it's kind of more residential type look, gonna be down there anyway. I would think anyway.
now, yeah, the town of Oak Creek doesn't quite have it. They have more
Then you get out to the
reserved, but,
Riley commune.
Yeah, run right up to the Rileys, which is about here. And then you get, after that is Denny Filkins and his brother Doug's land, so it would go all the way down to almost
I mean, past
past Mike's Riley's place and
the gravel pit.
no, it would be just getting to the gravel pit. There's a couple houses that some of the Rileys have, they're up in the woods already.
so how far do you want the 8 to go? I mean, do you want it to go past the city limits eastern boundary, or?
I was just thinking that, just thought that you would have all this going to the north, that you would have something going to the east at the same time, off the main drag. So I guess it could go all the way down to almost to the end of your block.
Maybe to the next square.
Next square,
So up to here, like to this line?
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay. So the next 40, essentially?
right. Because I mean, what you're got mentioned there, that's 20 years plus
Oh, yeah.
of growth.
Yep. And the one thing we didn't touch on last time, actually Matt is the one that made me aware of this, is this possible legislation about future land use mapping and having every 5 years the density that you're gonna allow, and it's still not very clear to me how they want us to do that, so, I mean, we still have some time before we adopt the comprehensive plan, so we may be revisiting this before, if they do, I don't think they've passed it yet. If they do end up passing it, there's gonna be some difficulty with it because it's confusing, but there's some requirement that you have to have the density allocation every 5 years that you're gonna project for future growth, and you have to give a density. So we are covering that with the density. We don't have the 5-year growth projections, but we can have that later. But certainly we've got more than enough acreage to handle future development in the next 20 years plus, so. So yeah, we'll extend that, number 8.
Yeah, the only thing I'm wondering is if, so right below the 8, you obviously have a property line where if you were to take just the square and split it, is on the side closer to 10, if you'd also maybe want to have that be multi.
Oh,
a
so like
mix
half of this
multi,
would
and then
be,
your back portion would be your, like
I know what
butting
you're-
up to the park, nice
Yeah.
single-family residential homes.
Mm-hmm, that sounds,
Because this is like feedback I feel like we just keep getting is like that, like more apartments, where can people go? So that to me seems like it would make sense. And then they'd be facing an industrial commercial park. So I'm like, if you're gonna buy a single family home,
no, that makes, so you're saying like half of this 40, the north half of these two 40s essentially would be,
yeah, I
Probably a
mean, or at
mix.
least match it up with where that commercial industrial park goes, so then that would be like multi-family apartments that are facing that, and then the back side of it could be the single family that butts up against
He's
the
talking
park
about-
and whatnot.
Like this much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
if I was gonna do a single family home, like, I don't wanna stare at a commercial park.
Well, you don't probably want it on Highway 10 either.
Yeah,
So
so that's where I'm
you're gonna-
thinking again, if we do that, we stick with kind of like apartments
Mhm.
or commercial, I feel like it'll do better.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. And, yeah. So we'll split that top 40 in half.
It does need to be like an exact top
Yeah,
40 if we were to
yeah.
replat it right, you know?
Yep, exactly. We're not
That's why
gonna
we've
go
got-
exactly on property lines. There's some
Cause I don't know,
flexibility.
like, if you were to actually take that and go, like, what that density number is, it might not
It'd be a
make
box
sense,
match.
Yeah.
right? So you might actually wanna
Well,
take
no, I'm
less
just
than
saying that's
that.
where we should
Okay, yeah.
So,
color in.
I don't
And
know.
then go across like.
We'll find a good,
just
what
about
makes
height.
sense.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm guessing it's got 5 there.
So 9, where's my cursor here? 9, we have a park,
that's the ball fields,
parks, athletic fields.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's up in the most
Yeah.
development.
9 is,
Yeah.
What's 10?
okay.
10 is an expansion of the school property. It's parks and institutional.
So that's part of the school district.
As a school.
Is that
on
where
that
we were
property.
wanting to
I
put the
think we
running
should probably
trails?
switch 9 and
I
10,
think
so
that's,
9 should be institutional, 10
um,
should be.
Cause that's,
National
isn't
Park.
that,
Or
Yeah.
National Banks Park, fields there, isn't
The
it?
fields. So
Yeah.
it's like the field or the park or the school, then the fields, and then kind of like a park marshy
oh, would
thing. I
love
think
if we
that-
flip flop those,
Mhm.
cause then you actually get your entrance
I
and
think that's,
your
could
access
possibly be.
in.
So the school
McGee's
property's up
Park.
here, so we're gonna make this institutional, and then this would be park.
That's what I would do. Cause we've been trying to get access to the backside
Okay,
for a
makes
deed.
sense.
This is Jewel Street.
So athletic fields are still, we're 9 there, though, right?
And then I think that's on,
So we're just changing that first part.
Right
But then
there,
there's
and
like a
it
little,
goes-
there's a
goes-
ravine
Straight
that
down,
would
I
be
don't know
part
what
of
they're
the
gonna
park
do.
eventually.
So then that'll butt up against,
McGee's, or not McGee's,
Cooley.
Erickson's land.
Erickson, yeah.
And then 11, we just have low-density residential, kind of matching up what's there. 12, same thing, single-family, low-density residential. 13, single-family, low-density residential. And that, again, as we're getting away from the highways, you're kind of extending off your existing subdivisions. So 14, we have parks and a park for parks and recreation. And 15, again, is kind of infill from existing subdivision that's there. 16, we have commercial businesses serving the area. I think that's just as a storage sheds right now. I don't know if there's other developable space on there, but,
There's some, yeah.
Okay, I know what it's talking about.
So 19, is that the landmark land that was just acquired?
Yep, yes it is.
So we have to have it as residential because the house is in there, I'm guessing? There's one house that's,
19 is just off,
it's
on
just
the
one-
other side of Landmark. So that's still where like Kim Christensen owns a portion of the land.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
Wait, sorry, no, that, you're right, it is where
Yeah.
Landmark is.
Yeah,
Most
but
of it.
Kim held on, yeah, so the house is still there though, so it's gotta be park and recre,
Where's the house?
Millie and
yeah,
Stands
it's literally
Oh,
in
that's,
the middle there.
I didn't
so
think we went that
it's-
far as that.
you don't, 19 has it.
Oh, 19
Oh,
has,
actually, you
okay.
know what?
18 is
No.
the
18 is the
landmark.
landmark, okay.
Kim's house is here.
Yeah,
Kim's house is here. So this, I would actually say that 19 would be park only.
okay.
yeah, because
If there's no house in there.
there's no house there,
Because
because the
there's
house
a
is,
lot of rules that they gotta play by for that landmark thing, that for acquiring that land. I don't think a house can go in there.
Okay, and that's all outside the city limits, right? So that's,
Right.
okay. Is that, Matt, any changing that to parks make sense?
The only, most of it is Landmark, the one portion that still is owned by Mr. Christensen is 18 acres. The
That's
one
across the
concern
street.
that I have as we're looking forward to like our sewer treatment plant, we have no space.
Got it. Well,
I'm not saying it has to go there, but
That's where the cows are.
oh, the bottom section? Would that work for the plant to be down in that bowl?
You'd want it to be as low as possible so
Okay, I
everything can flow
suppose.
to it.
And that's in 19 right now?
Well, this 18 acres, that's just off the landmark. You can kind of see the parcel.
It's like is that the little
This piece
section
here?
that's like
No,
cut
just
out?
the one that's, yeah, right.
Yeah, where the,
Just,
the cow
Right there.
pasture is down there.
I don't know. Yeah, you control the mouse there.
See how this line is the parcel line right here? So this 18 acres
Oh,
is
okay.
not owned by Landmark, it's still owned by Mr. Christensen.
Do we want to take that out of this,
So I-
Parks and Rec? Because right now we have it as residential and parks, which if it's gonna be wastewater, it would be.
I'm not, yeah, I don't wanna like cause
I
any,
would
because that's not anything that's been
remove the
discussed
18
here, but I'm just
acres
saying.
for now. Wouldn't you? Remove it for now then?
Yeah, change it,
So, right?
for sure.
The only thing,
Goes
yeah,
across.
didn't we get past the railroad though, the little two bump
where
outs?
that,
Didn't those go with Landmark though? So
Power
it's
line
just
comes
the,
across.
on the one side of the railroad? Like on the river side, didn't both of those go with Landmark property? I thought they did.
There's a property that Landmark got south of the railroad.
Yeah.
That little peninsula there. that's
Yeah.
That
So,
little, over there.
over there, oh. Oh, well, all the kids are coming down here and fishing, that's funny. I would almost think you'd wanna remove it if we're gonna even think about doing a wastewater treatment plant there.
Yeah, I don't think it fits as a park and housing. But I get not wanting to ruffle feathers at this point without having,
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's, I don't wanna make it seem like that's a thing that's happening or anything.
That's
I'm
why
just
I'm
saying
like,
as
why
you're
don't we just
exploring
make it-
options
why don't we
for
just make it
long-term growth
gray?
within the city.
Can we just make it gray?
yeah?
It's the gray
Gray,
area.
gray area, yeah, gray.
Well, cause if we don't know, right, if it's like really undecided, we gotta come back and look at densities and.
You'd probably have to, no matter what you do, you might be wrong, so you're gonna have to update your comp plan.
So
Well, why
we-
don't we just put it Parks and Rec slash, institutional slash
Institutional?
government?
Okay,
Just at 18 acres?
Yeah,
So not all of 19, just a little portion of it?
yeah, just the southern portion.
Yeah, okay, where that line is.
And then the rest of the 19 would still be Parks and Rec and residential, or just get rid of
I
residential?
think it would just end up
Get rid of
being
the
parks
residential.
because of Landmark's rules.
For now.
Buying that property,
Okay.
Yeah,
or however they acquired it, I can't remember. Like, I know the property they own in Maiden Rock, I mean, it's gonna be a natural area for.
Okay. 18, we were fine with, this is all low, or
Is that the
17.
cemetery, 18?
18 is
Cemetery.
institutional expansion of the cemetery. And 20, we have as institutional expansion of the wastewater treatment plant.
Well, 20.
What falls underneath mixed use again?
Well, it depends on how we have it in the narrative. So we have mixed use, which can be either commercial residential, it could be industrial commercial, it could be residential commercial.
Cause we have that for, I think the condos are falling underneath that.
Yeah, is that 21? Is that mixed use then?
Oh, for mixed use, yeah, commercial, so that, in this case, we're using it as kind of mixed use buildings, so commercial on the lower level, residential up above.
I'm gonna throw another thing out there then.
Yeah.
Since that is potentially an option, is if you go back to the 1 and 3,
Yep,
is if you wanna have that option like in Woodbury where they have the first floor that's the stores and then they have the apartment buildings above, if we'd have to have that as mixed use.
I like that actually,
okay.
because then you can do something like that. We should do that.
As long as it's no more Dollar Generals or Dollar whatever.
Or
Dollar
storage
Vans and-
unit.
Yeah, storage units.
Why? Wouldn't have a storage unit underneath the residential.
But I think
would you?
that would,
I don't know, they would.
I think that would be a
But I think
solid
more of
idea.
a small
Cause then
restaurants.
it doesn't
Yeah.
have to
that
be
kind of thing.
mixed
Yeah.
use, right? Like it could just end up
Or
being
Jimmy John's.
like apartment
Well, any
buildings,
kind
right?
of
Right.
food or.
It all, yeah, whatever we decide in this narrative is what we can, so you can give yourself some flexibility. I mean, that's what we're doing here is by having the narrative, some future land use maps are strictly, here's your residential, here's your commercial, here's your industrial, and that's all they look at.
I feel like that's a prime intersection to do that on. And then the only other one I'm wondering about, maybe not, I was thinking about over here on this 8, but I don't think so. I think that one should just be multi.
Yeah.
So I would just say on that corner, if we could have that be mixed use
Okay.
I do like that too.
with the box that has the 1 on it right now, and then.
Oh, you want one to be that way or 3?
1
So,
and 3.
yeah, so we have the 1 box that we're gonna change on the left side of Highway
Yep.
F. So if that one was mixed use, and then 3 was mixed use,
I think so too.
right?
You would almost have to give yourself another number then, wouldn't you?
We'll be updating the numbers.
Yeah.
We've had some splits and some,
I'm using it as locating stuff on the map right now, I'm
Yep.
not using it as like.
No,
thing,
that's fine.
But.
yeah, we're gonna have to add some numbers, I think.
Sorry, Josh. To go back to 19, I forgot that 20 we were looking at, we ended up going with 20 as the expansion of the,
Yeah, the
that's
sewer,
just as low as 19, so maybe all of 19 should just be Parks and Rec and not any single family.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we did remove residential, but we were adding institutional.
Yeah, I would say get rid of that since it's the thing I was thinking about is actually
Okay,
20.
so get rid of that.
Yeah.
So just remove, or get rid of the non-landmark area, or keep it this way,
Yeah.
except just get rid of residential.
Yeah.
That's outside the city limits. If you're looking at that
Are we
as
spinning in circles yet?
No, this is good. I mean, that's all,
sewage treatment plant. Why, yeah.
Matt's saying that he's thinking here.
as long as I can contact
This
you
is
if I
low
have
enough.
questions.
Yeah.
You're saying where the number 20 is on the map, that's where you're thinking of the future?
Wait,
'Cause
That's
it's-
where we ended up putting, and unless you guys have, I guess, issues with that, but the
Okay.
idea was that it was more,
Is that where the current, is that where we have the
it would
pole
buffer
barn?
where the Public Works facility
Yeah.
is and also where Johnson Construction is.
That'd be convenient to have it right there. Yeah.
Gotta find my cursor. Alright, so back to 21. Oops.
okay, 21.
21's the.
So 21 is
Yeah.
on a
Okay.
river. Just that's what your downtown is typically a mixed use style, so,
Commercial buildings.
yeah, commercial and residential on top.
Yeah,
Then 22, do we have a- let's see here.
up on top.
The only other thing I'm wondering,
I have a 24.
maybe not. So
Up
next
here,
to the mixed use, on the north side where it's green, where there's a park,
What-
then there's also
What number?
21. Sorry, I'm jumping a
No,
little
you're
bit.
fine.
So, go,
Park here.
yep, so you got the park there.
Mm-hmm.
If any of that needs to be mixed use,
That's where,
I know.
okay.
I don't, that's why I'm wondering if for us though, or if it's, anyways. I'm just wondering if that needs to be mixed use, cause if you look at like, the Bill and Rosie stuff is it's mixed use. That's the only thing I'm wondering if it's actually park or if it's,
See you later.
or if
See you
you
guys.
wanna
Good luck.
have.
Thanks.
Sorry, say that again?
With the plans that we have been talking about for years,
Yeah.
with that, if it is a park technically, or if it needs to be / blue, or / mixed use with it, or,
I think Parks and Rec would fit.
It
what
can
we're
fall
trying-
underneath
As long
that.
as it's public space and open.
what if we wanna, if you wanna ever in the future charge for overnight docking
I think
fees?
transient dock, as long as they're public docks, so it's still,
Cool, okay,
I would think so.
okay, that was my only question.
Because it wouldn't trigger a rezon, I'm assuming it wouldn't trigger a rezoning, so it's not,
Yeah,
it should be fine.
okay,
Alright, 22, we've got, this is, again, commercial residential opportunity for redevelopment opportunity,
22.
It must be,
hotel.
the hotel
Liquor
and
store.
Flanders and gas station.
We have it as, I'll be surprised if it goes residential.
So it's
Totally.
industrial and commercial.
It is,
22.
2022 is, because that's where
Oh.
the, like you said, the hotel and Flanders and the gas station is, right in that corner.
It's like pink and brown though, isn't it, or no, Mike?
Pink and orange.
Pink and
It's pink and orange, and then the, I don't remember, Langenfeld's apartments are on the orange part of it, just
Oh.
across the street.
So that's why there's a mix there. Doesn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. And we didn't do it mixed use because we didn't have,
Yeah,
so.
I don't have any questions.
And number, so we're good there with 22?
Yep.
Number 23, just multifamily, residential slash commercial. It's really more of a redevelopment opportunity, redevelopment plan opportunity.
Is
which-
that where the industrial stuff is
JC
broken
used to be.
down?
Where
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Building
lumber
right
yard
now?
and whatever that
Okay.
other building is.
the building got caught on fire and
Yeah,
Yeah.
haven't fixed it.
well, it's been
Yeah,
over a
just
year.
kind of an oddity, you know, it's an industrial park in the middle of a residential area.
Well, at the time, it was away from everything when it was built.
Right, no, that makes sense, you know. And then we have 24 here, which I don't have on my sheet for some reason, so I don't know what it is. But I know
It's
it's up.
445 Court Street that we have been looking at for, like, assisted living. It just says the opportunity
yeah.
for,
That's over by you.
Mary T's?
No.
Or Pat's or whatever, what is it, the old?
Used to be the
Well,
old
that's what's on the
hospital.
agenda later.
That's where that is?
just
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of tight to the road, but
Oh,
that's
and then the
same general
townhomes
area.
are below
Oh,
it.
sorry,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be further north.
Isn't it? I was like, wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Oh, is it this orange
You
orange
have that
area?
bigger orange one.
Yeah,
It's a little big, but not terrible.
and then
close.
isn't the blue and the, so are the government, isn't that the swap stuff or the water runoff stuff?
Institutional governmental, yeah, is blue.
So what should number 24 say? I
We
know
have
it's
to
a four,
manage the water because.
So this right here should
it's
be
terrible.
commercial,
oh, 24.
but
okay.
24 should be technically pointing up to this multi.
There's a
family.
house on that block of 24 too, right? The
Yeah.
smoke shop and then the house. Yeah.
Used to be Alfie's.
Yeah.
So this
I don't know
is,
who's
is
there
that a
now.
redevelopment
Yeah.
site
The
then?
smoke shop and just above it used to be Alfie too, Chris,
Multifamily assisted
20
living
years ago, when he's the one that built
is
it.
what's being proposed right now.
And then I don't know
Assisted
who's there
living?
now.
Yeah.
but-
Okay.
Okay. Is there any other areas that we didn't touch on that you feel we should look at or consider? I feel like we've
I think that
covered a lot of
covers it
areas.
really good.
I don't know what else we do with that one.
Good, well, we'll update that map and, like I said, we may be revisiting some of the land use stuff again.
All right. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, I guess you have, how long is your update, Matt, for the courtyard thing, or the?
This is like a couple minutes.
So we'll just touch on, I don't know that we went through these last time. I think we didn't quite get to the goals, objectives, and policies for the land use chapter. So these goals, I think, are kind of written more aspirationally rather than just, this is our goal, but, so the city of Prescott will promote supportable growth and development and develop strategies to support energy and food independence, enhance the environmental quality, encourage diverse housing, provide transportation options, and support a diverse economy to advance the health, safety, and well-being of its residents. Objectives: increase housing diversity and efficiency, promote alternative energy options, promote small market farms and the local food economy, increase transportation options, promote a diversified local economy, and create a healthy community. Bailey, you want to get rid of the alternative energy options?
Yeah,
I thought he was serious.
I mean, it's really not driven by us, it's driven at a state level
Yep.
a lot of the time, and then, you know, managed by the utility companies. The only other one is the increased transportation options. That's not, I mean, we looked at it a long time ago, even before I think I got on council. And I think at the time, we didn't move forward with it then, so it was about bringing the buses over and having a bus route.
The
I mean,
only-
it could mean, you know, you've got your golf carts, it could mean
I
electric
suppose, like,
cars.
could that be
it could-
sidewalk?
Sidewalks, trails, other walkability.
Okay.
Yeah.
and things like
Okay.
that.
But you're right, yeah, like, we're not looking at kind of a transit system probably anytime soon.
Yeah.
Well, we can't have buses for kids who goes out of school. You can't, pretty hard to prove that we need buses for
Buses
everybody
can
else.
stay over on that side.
All right, so some of the, policies, we have coordinate, collaborate, and market to residential developers, nonprofits, and government agencies to provide housing options such as senior housing, senior campus housing, eco-village concepts, low to moderate income housing, or accessory housing to meet the needs of all residents.
I mean, there's so many things in there that I'm just like, it's just real wordy.
Yeah,
you know?
it is.
We're doing a lot of things in there. Senior housing and campus housing, I don't, is that the same thing basically?
I think like campus style housing, and sometimes, yeah, I mean, you could have that with senior housing.
Yeah.
We could break it up into, to make it more palatable. You know,
When
we
was
could
this
split-
written? Just out of just pure curiosity. Like,
What's
what
that?
year was the last time this thing was edited?
2014, 2015.
Okay.
Was it? Yeah, from
think so,
2015,
yeah.
because it's 10-year, we're on our 10-year.
So,
We can wordsmith
eco-village
that a little.
concept, I don't know where we're really trying to push that right now. That's up to developers. I mean, we would have to either have
You
that
can
in our.
encourage it.
You can encourage, we don't have anything in zoning on it. Just say, go do an eco-village in these areas. I mean,
It's open for an option.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was, to me, was just kind of an odd one, but
We can look at rewording it somehow. Number 2, identify locations within the city for redevelopment or infill development for residential dwellings. And that could really be for beyond residential as well, so I think probably residential and commercial. Collaborate with surrounding towns to identify and preserve prime farmland that can be used for various size agricultural enterprises to promote food self-sufficiency, security, and entrepreneurial opportunity. So I think in the previous plan, there was a little more focus on kind of more agricultural protection and things like that. If that's still of interest, this one would make sense.
yes.
Okay. Number 4, calculate the amount of land that would be required to feed the population of the community. Yeah.
Cut it.
Number 5, revise the city's parkland dedication requirements to include the land set aside for small entrepreneurial farming that can be rented out.
Is that redundant of 3? A little bit, or no?
It's a little bit more detail on that, or a little, I don't think it's redundant. I think what I would probably do is maybe use the word like consider, because I don't know if that's, to say revise is kind of implying that you're going to do it.
Yeah.
So
Kind
probably,
of seems more like community gardening almost,
yeah,
for 5, that is.
yep, agreed.
I mean, I don't think it needs to change. I think you can leave it. If we have a park area where someone's like, hey, can we put in some plants and the neighborhood wants to manage it? Sure. If
You
the
can't even
city
take
doesn't
care of
need
the
to
one
manage it,
at the food shelf.
yeah.
There's more weeds than there was
Oh,
food
I
there.
didn't really set it up pretty.
Yeah, I think this should be more passive, because it talks about, you know, requirements to include land set aside. I mean, I think you could have options for that, if that's part of your parkland dedication, to do like a community garden or something, but to mandate it, I don't think is what you want to do.
Yeah. Consider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 6, require the planning and evaluation of all transportation options when designing street reconstruction projects and building new streets.
Hey, we just did number 7.
Promote mixed land use patterns that do not conflict with, to promote mixed land use, yeah, we are doing that. Mixed land use patterns that do not create land use conflicts, complement adjacent uses, and promote community wellness. All right. I'm guessing coordinate with area utility providers to plan and implement local renewable energy systems and microgrids for emergency services which are then broadened to neighborhoods, commercial, and industrial areas of the city.
I mean, I'm mixing the like emergency with. I mean, we're not really coordinating with them. I mean, they kind of come and tell us, right? If we're gonna do development, we're like, hey, Excel. They're like, hey, we have this option. But again, I mean, a lot of this utility stuff, I feel like you can do things at your local home. If you wanna throw some solar panels on your roof, go for it. But when you're talking major utility, it's a little hard for us to.
Well, it's only if the city would have their own solar panel farm someplace. That's pretty much what they're saying.
Which,
Not saying we should, but
No.
I'm saying that's what they're talking here.
bad idea.
Do you want to get rid of this one?
I think so.
I think it's a little more, it's not very clear. So I don't know what we do with that if,
I mean, the only thing that's coming into my mind, the only thing that stuck out to me at all was the microgrids for emergency services. It's not microgrids though, it's basically an emergency communication, but that's pretty much done through the state now, I feel like. But there is like local stuff, like when the Ohio issue happened, the train derailed, people didn't know right away to shelter in place and there's stuff like that. We do run hazmat on that railroad. That has been my thing that I've just been like focused on. So we sit on the emergency management committee. So I don't think that's the right way to do that one,
yeah.
but like I think there should be some level of communication, but I don't think it's here.
It's
I
probably
don't think it's
in
a
the next
microgrid.
chapter.
Yeah, probably either in the next chapter or the utilities and community
You can
facilities.
say, issue something on a ham radio if you were ham radio certified. Otherwise, I would.
We'll clean it up a little bit and then we probably can move it to a different chapter. Support mixed-use development in the downtown to create a mix of residential and commercial businesses in a safe, walkable setting. Consult the city's wellhead protection ordinance when evaluating redevelopment and future development projects to ensure the protection of the city's aquifer. And support the development of eco and agro-tourism capacity and business services. Two more, I guess.
I think you want to leave that in there for grants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Develop metrics to track the city's self-sufficiency objectives. What?
Delete it.
Huh? Delete it?
Delete it. We're not, do we track it today? Are we making?
Well, I think in the community, utilities and community facilities, we have something similar that talks about kind of tracking different, equipment usage and maintenance things and other, I forget what we called it, but we did.
This is like self-sufficiency.
Yeah, I don't know if it really applies to land use.
No, I would agree. So I will get rid of that one. And consider developing a statutory redevelopment plan for the industrial area between Hope Street, Canton Street, Henry Street, and St. Croix Street. So that's, I think, number 23 that we were looking at. So.
Yeah.
Very good. So we will not get to the intergovernmental cooperation, but you have that. Don't know if we'll update it, but we'll probably resend it out for January's meeting.
That'd probably be a good one to look at.
What's that?
It's the intergovernmental one, so like working with Oak Grove, and that'd be a good one to look at.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next time.
Okay,
All right.
thanks, Josh.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next item is other business. Update on assisted living facility at 445 Court Street. Yeah.
So we had a submission for the 445 Court Street. We approved this concept plan, I think it was September. Sorry, my dates are, but the developers come forward and said they want to make some changes specifically to parking. So it's looking like the initial review will come to Plan Commission next month. One thing that we have been discussing with our city attorney is he has recommended that all PUDs going forward should have a public hearing. So basically the next meeting, we'd have you review it and approve a public hearing, assuming everything is to your standards. And then February would be the public hearing for approval for that, for consideration. So we'd be bringing it to review for next month, and then February bring it to public hearing.
You want to cut down the number of parking spots?
What's that?
They want to cut down the number of parking spots?
They're looking at, the revisions is putting some of the basement level, turning that into actually like a underground parking.
Oh.
So that's something we had discussed, as well as part of the concept plan, so.
So that would cut down their number of units then too, wouldn't it?
No, there wasn't gonna be any
No,
units
built
in
into
the
the-
basement.
Oh, there wasn't any in the basement, oh,
It'd
okay.
be, it would be just
That
built
was
into
just
the
for
hill.
like storage and for their kitchen and all that stuff.
Okay.
Okay, then, next meeting is Monday, January 5th, it's 6 o'clock. Any other business?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
A motion second to adjourn, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're adjourned. That's it, we're paid for the day.